Good morning, dear students. In the next class of this paragraph continuity, let's see the connections between ideas, that is, using transitional words and phrases. Okay, what are these transitional words and phrases? These words function as connectors between ideas and serve as a means to achieve coherence. Okay, I told about this unity and coherence in my previous class, and we have to use such words and phrases so as to act as the connector between ideas and different sentences. We have a lot of examples of these connectors and this transitional words. Let's see it in detail in the tabular column. Okay, place. For place, you have the words like above, down, inside, next, across, here, over, to, around, before, under, around, in. So these are all the words for place transitional words of place. Then we have for time, before, after, at last, at, once, first. Okay, so as my suggestion is just pause the video here and make a note of this particular tabular column in your classwork for a better understanding of this particular uh, words of transitional words and the connectors. So likewise, you have words of importance like first, last, mainly, more important. These are all the words of importance. Then cause, got, then as a result, because, consequently. So these words, so why these words? These words will act as connectors. Sometimes you might not have any word to join one sentence to another sentence or one idea and the other idea. These words will act as connectors. These words will come to your rescue to just continue your writing in a better manner. Then you have contrasting ideas, although, in spite of, on the other hand, in contrary, but, instead, also, another, similarity. So these are all the words that will come for your rescue when you are lacking some words. Just make a note of this too. This is the second half so that you can have a better control over your paragraph writing. So my suggestion is to you have to make a tabular column in your classwork and make a note of all these things. Okay, so it is better to have an idea of all these transitional words and phrases. Then moving on to the next topic, types of paragraphs. Paragraphs are composed in different ways depending on the purpose of which they are composed. The following are some of the important types of paragraphs. In each model, the central idea is the Olympics. Okay, for example, in this example of the types of paragraph, Olympics is being taken. Okay, Olympic is an example for your better understanding. Don't think Olympic only will be having paragraph, not like that. Okay, in this particular types of paragraph, to explain you in a better manner, Olympics is taken as example. Okay, but it is treated in a different ways depending on the purpose, description, sequence, comparison and contrast, cause and effect, persuasion, argumentation. Okay, there are different types of paragraphs like description, sequence, comparison, contrast, cause and effect, persuasion, argumentation. These are all the types of paragraphs. Okay, then we'll first set out to the description. Description is the first type of paragraph. What is description? Description is describing. Okay, we may have description forms a very important part of writing. We may have to describe a sunset, an instrument or machine or accident, a character, or so on. The following paragraph describes the Olympic symbol. So if you read this particular paragraph, you will have a description. For example, how will you describe a girl? Uh, she was very fair, wearing a long gown and with a long silky hair. That's how you describe. See how Olympic symbol is described. Olympic symbol consists of five interlocking rings. The rings represent five continents: Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, and South America, from which these athletes come to compete in the games. The rings are colored black, blue, green, red, and yellow. At least one of these colors is found in flag of every country, sending all athletes to compete in Olympic Games. Okay, so now you understand how the Olympic symbol is being described in very crystal clear manner. This is called as description paragraph. Okay, then moving ahead with this paragraph begins with the topic sentence. What is topic sentence? We know the topic sentence is about the Olympic symbol. The paragraph is about Olympic symbol. The first sentence introduces the Olympic symbol and then states the symbol consists of five interlocking rings. And then the next sentence goes on to say that these five rings represent five continents from which the athletes come. This is written in a very clear style. And there is also a lot of connectors used, and there are also lost lot of transitional words used. Okay, so this is a example of description paragraph. Then moving ahead with sequence. Sometimes we will have to present certain things sequentially. Sequentially is in a order, logical order, or sequence. Okay, writing a biography describing an accident, writing about manufacturing a product which involves a process. All these writing follow a logical or chronological order or a sequence of presentation. Read the following paragraph, which is written in a sequential order. For example, if you have to tell about a family, first you have to name the family, then you have to say how many members are there, then you have to tell about each and every one. That's how you tell about the whole family. Now start this. The Olympic Games began as athletic festival to honor the Greek gods. Most important festival was held in the valley of Olympia to honor Zeus, the king of gods. It was this festival that became the Olympic Games in 1776 BC. These games were ended in 8394 by Roman emperor who ruled Greece. Okay, so now you can understand how this is written in a sequential order. One order is followed in while writing this particular paragraph. This is called as the sequence of paragraph. Okay, see, you can find from your reading that all events starting from the origin of Olympic Games to the present. So, how did it originate till the present? From the past till the present. This is called sequential order. It is also sticking on to the chronological order. For example, if you have to tell about you, I was born in the year 1995. I went to school in this particular year. I went to my that's what preschool in this particular year, and I went to my school in this particular year. I went to my higher secondary in this particular year. Then I joined my college in 2020. This is how your sequence will be. Okay, so this is called as following a sequence. Then moving ahead with the comparison and contrast. Okay, comparison plays a vital role in one's life. Okay, you have to compare and contrast. Drawing a comparison between two things that are alike is unavoidable. In any comparison, we talk about things that are similar, whereas contrast, we speak of dissimilarities between things or objects of comparison. For example, we can compare and contrast the ocean and the lake. We'll see a paragraph about this comparison. Comparison is made between ancient and modern Olympic Games. That means how the ancient games were conducted and how these modern games are conducted. Modern Olympics is very unlike the ancient Olympic games. Individual events are different. While there were no swimming races in the ancient game, there were chariot races. Okay, so those days there were chariot races. That means the car, what they tell in Tamil, tear, they say, So that's called as chariot. Those days, chariots were there, so they had this chariot races. Then, female contestants and all athletes competed in the nude. That means they didn't wear any dress. That means ancient, when the thing started, there were no female contestants, but now you have female contestants. And there is a lot of technological development. We have different attire for each and everyone. So as years go on, as we pass on in different year, you have lot of improvements in the way it is conducted. So this is called as comparison and contrast, how you compare one thing to the another. After going through the paragraph, you might have noticed the writer's analysis of similarities and differences. Okay, so you will understand when you go through a paragraph, when it is comparison and contrast, you will understand how it is very similar and dissimilar to the present and past. This is one kind of this is one kind of a method of type of a paragraph. Then cause and effect. The next type of paragraph is cause and effect. What we sow, we reap is a familiar proverb. According to the proverb, sowing is the cause and reaping is the effect or result. Cause and effect are inseparable. If a student spends many hours daily to study his or her lessons, he or she will score very good marks. Hard work is the cause and scoring good marks is the result. This is the cause and effect. Okay, what you sow, you reap. Okay, so this is a basic thing of this cause and effect, a paragraph. Okay, example to this is an example to illustrate cause and effect. There are several reasons why so many people attend the Olympic Games or watch them on television. The reason is tradition. Okay, so what is the reason behind so many people attracted towards an Olympic game? Because the tradition that is followed, it started centuries before and even now it is followed. That's why so many people are watching. That's called as cause and effect. What is the reason and what is the derivation? That's called as cause and effect. This type of paragraph is called as cause and effect paragraph. Okay, then moving on to the persuasion. There are many occasions where we have to persuade others for good cause or their good. Read the following paragraph and analyze how writer has composed paragraph effectively. Okay, our school has arranged a big food festival on Monday. Every year, the proceeds of the festival are given to the charities for such as Home for the Aged, orphanages. So this is called as persuasion. Persuasion means you are creating interest for the benefit of the other. Okay, you are persuading others in a very positive way. You are creating interest in others to read that particular paragraph in a very positive way. This is called as persuasion. So when you write a paragraph like this, how your school collected money for the charity purpose and how they gave money for the uh, have notes, all these things will persuade the readers to read. This is called as persuasion. The final thing is called argumentation. In any argumentative paragraph, the writer presents his or her viewpoints, providing evidence in support of his or her stand. For example, when you want to have a very strong view of your idea, you will form this argumentative paragraph. You will have various reasons, facts, statistical data, research results, and personal experience may be brought in as evidence. So, when you have a lot of evidence to support your point, you will use this argumentative paragraph. Okay, so this is an example of this argumentative paragraph. Let me read it for you. There is a notion that people who have money, beauty, coveted position, and popularity are the happiest and most fortunate. Okay, a Texas millionaire confided, I thought money could buy happiness. I have been miserably disillusioned. A famous film star broke down. I have money, beauty, glamour, and popularity. I should be the happiest woman in the world, but I'm miserable. Why? A top British social leader said, I have lost all desire to live, yet I have everything to live for. What is the matter? The reason is there are better and nobler things than these give us the purpose in life and lasting happiness. Okay, so money is not everything. Money will alone not give you happiness and goodness that you deserve. So more than money, beauty, property, and everything, there is something other, something else which will give you happiness. That is peace of mind. People who have a lot of money, a lot of wealth, will not have one important thing, that is called as peace of mind. That is the thing that this writer is trying to tell in this particular paragraph. Hope this argumentative paragraph is also very clear for you. So just revise this and know the different types of paragraph. With this, we are coming to the end of unit 2. Thank you, dear students.